I've been thinking about all the things you do.
So yeah, I thought that given that we started the vlog series that I should probably talk you through a little bit about my tennis journey and just in a bit more depth. Obviously you can share on social media things, but you normally got 30 seconds or a minute to kind of share that, so I thought doing the kind of longer form content I can kind of give a bit more insights into my journey to get me to this point. So yeah, I started playing when I was 5 years old. I'm from Dunblane in Scotland. And yeah, when I was 9 years old, I went on my first international trip to France, which was unbelievable. I remember being so excited. And then quickly after that, things started to get a little bit more serious. I started travelling a bit more for tournaments. And then when I was 15, I moved to Florida on my own, away from my family and friends, to train at an academy out in Florida, which was a huge move for such a youngster. Now looking back, I was probably a little bit too young, but it was an amazing experience and an amazing academy. And then after that, obviously being so far away from home and not seeing my family, and I'm so close with my family, I got really homesick. And then also was kind of dealing with quite a lot of anxiety at that point, with like performance anxiety and also getting a lot of injuries. So I ended up moving back home to be back with my family. And actually shortly after that, I was competing at this point on the junior circuit, the ITF junior circuit. Got to around top 60 in the world as a junior, so I was competing in Wimbledon, Australian Open, US Open. But I remember my anxiety on court was quite bad during those periods, especially in the bigger events. I wasn't quite able to deal with the pressure of playing in those types of events. So with that all kind of accumulating, also I always really struggled travelling, which sounds crazy because I'm a tennis player, but I always didn't really enjoy travelling. I was always a home bird. So then being away from home for so much, like such extended periods of time, I found really challenging. And I also didn't like flying. So there was all this kind of going on. And then it got to a point when I was around 18, so making that transition from the junior circuit to the pro circuit, where things started to get quite a bit worse for me in terms of how I was feeling. And I remember at that point my mum was like, look, you need to kind of stop and take a break for the time being. So I remember I took a break when I was 18. I went and worked in the local cafe where I'm from. I went and started doing some coaching at the local club. And as time went on, I think maybe a few months passed, 6 months passed, and I was like, no, like I'm not ready to kind of give up just yet. So I went back to playing again, moved to Spain, to Soto Grande Tennis Academy, which is the best. I absolutely loved it. I still go there all the time. I had an amazing connection with Dan, who's the owner, and also all the team. Just the family environment they create, you really feel cared for, and that's what I love about Soto. So I went there, then was still transitioning onto the pro tour at this point, playing like 15Ks, 25Ks, that sort of thing. And eventually again, similar thing happened. I just didn't like being away from home, so moved back home again. And then COVID happened. This was just before COVID. During COVID, I was genuinely contemplating quitting. I was like, I just can't see myself wanting to continue doing this journey. And obviously during COVID, we were home. So it just kind of showed me what life would be like, almost being at home. And I loved being at home. I loved being with my family. So I remember in that moment talking to my mentor, who really helped me. I said, look, I don't know what to do. I'm feeling like I want to quit, but I don't know, I feel like my story is just not quite done yet. And we came to the conclusion, like, why don't we go down the doubles route and specialise in doubles? You'll be in a team environment, you'll be with someone a bit more travelling because you've got a partner, and give that a go. And then once you've given that a go, that's all you can do. You've tried everything, and then it doesn't feel like you've wasted all of these years in a way. So I went down that route, and literally within 12 months, and I spent all my time training for doubles. So I worked with a doubles specific trainer, so all my training was tailored to doubles. And then within 12 months I had won like my first professional title. Then we went on to win back-to-back professional titles, then reached my career high, just shy of the world's top 100, and then obviously got the opportunity to play at Wimbledon. So it was just a whirlwind of 6 to 12 months when I made that decision. And I'm so grateful now looking back that I did persevere when I was thinking of quitting. And yeah, obviously then gave myself the opportunity to play on the WTA Tour, to play at Wimbledon. These were childhood dreams of mine, so I was so proud of that. And then last year was kind of, we were just same year, as I normally do, travelling, playing tournaments. And unfortunately, during one of the tournaments around July time, I actually drank too much water, which, then ended up going to hospital. And it all got very serious very quickly, and I think it's something that I was so naive to. I didn't think you could drink too much water, but that happened, and there was a lot more that went on during that time. But then off the back of that, my physical health was just so out of kilter. I was really struggling, and off the back of that, I then developed some kind of anxieties about my health, and then I realised if my health is not good, then I don't have a career, and that sort of panic and worry, and it was just a whirlwind of panic and anxiety, and it really got out of hand sort of last August, to the point where I was like, okay, I need to stop playing, I can't train, I need to just really prioritise my mental health and getting back to feeling good again and feeling normal, because I was so frightened at that point. I really did not know what was going on. I hadn't really experienced anxiety to that degree before, and it was just really scary, to be honest, and I truly didn't see a way out in that moment, which is when you feel like there's no way out, it's really scary. You don't know, you feel like you're not in control in a way. So there was a whole period where I was figuring out what to do, how to get better. I fully invested in my well-being. I went to Reiki, became a Reiki instructor. I was doing yoga. I was looking at my diet, my gut health, going to therapy, absolutely everything possible to feel better. Unfortunately, when I made that decision, I did then start to feel better. Obviously, this is all a process, and now I'm in a much better place, but now I'm trying to get my fitness back to where it was, a year ago, and I'm kind of a long way off that at the moment. So because my priority has been my mental health, it's now okay, now let's try and get that physical health back too. So it's been a journey, and it's been a crazy whirlwind of even the past 3 months now. So from going from that kind of low point in my life, which was for sure the lowest of the low for me, to then probably now, which has been the best period of my life, the happiest I've ever been, the most content I've ever been. The opportunities that have come up have been insane. So it just kind of shows how quickly, when you're in that lowest point, how quickly things can turn into amazing opportunities. You just don't know what's around the corner. I think really prioritising yourself and your mental health is so important, and now working with my players, it's something that I am a huge advocate of. If you're not happy off court, you can't perform well, so you have to look after yourself off court to then produce a good tennis player. So that's a long story of my journey so far and what brings me here. And it has been a journey, but I feel like we're back on the way up, and it's exciting. So thought I would kind of give you that background.